Hey everybody, it's Joe from greenlightsound.com, and today we've got video number 3 from the Andy Wallace Mixing Bass series here. And this one has to do with chorus on bass, because one of the characteristic sounds of Andy Wallace is having a chorus effect on the bass. And his chorus effect came from one of the few pieces of outboard gear he actually used, which is the Yamaha SPX90, a multi-effects unit, and one specific patch on there called Symphonic. Now we can recreate something similar to that SPX90 sound with a free plugin from Valhalla DSP, which I highly recommend. Check them out. I've got almost all of their plugins. They're all fantastic, but the best thing about this specific one, the Valhalla Space Modulator, is that it's free. Doesn't cost a thing. Go to their website, download it, and you can use the same trick here. Basically, we want to take the mode down here and go down to the Symphonic, which is a copy of that SPX90 Symphonic preset. If we're putting it directly on the channel, we can leave our mix anywhere around 50% or so, but I'm putting it at 100% because it's on a send here. The rate we can play with, it can start at 0.3 hertz and go all the way up to 1 hertz, and we'll move that as we go. The depth should be somewhere between 3 and 5 milliseconds with 0 feedback and 0 milliseconds for manual here. So this is the starting point, and we can play with the rate and depth a little bit between 0.3 and 1 hertz and between 3 and 5 milliseconds. So here is the plain bass sound by itself, no chorusing on at all. Now I'm going to bring the fader up with this setting. You can just sort of feel that little bit of motion back and forth. Now, if I play it with the fader up a little bit hotter than I would in a mix, I'm going to change the rate and depth. First, the rate between 0.3 and 1 hertz to see what difference that makes, and the depth between 3 and 5 milliseconds. And just playing with that, we can kind of dial in how much motion we want. I kind of liked it at the 0.3 hertz and the 3 millisecond setting that we've started with. Just the littlest bit of motion there. If there's too much low end in that signal and you're kind of concerned about mono compatibility, you could certainly put an EQ before this send and cut out a little bit more of the low end, kind of only using the chorusing effect on the upper frequencies of the bass. So there it is, a really simple tip using a free plugin to help you dial in that characteristic Andy Wallace bass chorus sound that's on so many famous records. If you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already so we can keep you in the loop as to what's coming up next, and I'll see you in the next one.